Hi everybody, it's TorontoUnicorn. It's August 27, 2021, and I have the biggest story to share from last night. I woke up still smiling, still beaming, vagina still hurting. Like, it was just so much to digest, so much to share. The night just was phenomenal, spectacular. Like, it was just so good in so many reasons. So I'm gonna start from the beginning because there's a lot to say. So when I first arrived, I arrived on a bit of a weird, condition. So I had originally had what I thought was a date for the night that I had been talking to for several weeks. We've gone out, like hung out a couple times, talked about hanging out at Oasis, bought tickets to line up on the same night. And then basically at the last minute, he asked if I referred to it as a date, and he asked if we could refer to it like differently. And he mentioned that he wanted to, basically only kind of see what happens. And if the moment's right, then we'll hook up or something. And it was very clear to me that what he was saying was, hey, like, let's not call this a date. I may want to fuck someone else. And that's what it felt like. I felt very unspecial. I felt like an option instead of the choice. And when you've already agreed to go with someone to a place, you've already talked about having sex with them, about all these kind of things. What the fuck, man? Like, I'm allowed to call it a fucking date. It's not like I'm asking you to marry me. I haven't even kissed you yet. Like, what the fuck? Why are guys so fucking triggered by the word date or relationship? That's just it. I'm not gonna spend any more moments on guys that make me feel unspecial. They don't get any more of my airtime. So, moving on to the next topic. So I get there, I arrive, I go to the pool. Immediately this really nice girl's like, hey, TorontoUnicorn. And she had actually emailed me. She found me on my YouTube channel and was just like really inspired by my content. And she's kind of living out her own similar path right now. And so she felt like she already knew me because she watched all my videos. And so we actually hung out all night for the most part. Good energy, wonderful person. I can't wait to hang out with her again. I'm gonna call her R. And then I met another nice lady from the Oasis virtual platform who was in a cute little pink skirt matching cute shoes. And she was there to say hi to me too, because it's hard to go there as a single girl. And so I guess she had saw me the week before and she reached out to me and said, oh, it looks like you had such a good social time. Like, can I kind of like hang out with you a bit? And it was really lovely. I love it when people do that, because I also go single to these clubs, and it's nice to know that there's a friendly face on the going to, and then you can, make friends in the pool. So I had fun meeting those people. I immediately saw Jay, who's the guy from the threesome of last Thursday and from the recent sex date at my house this week. And I already explained to him in advance that I had a date for the evening. So he was basically finding out that I was not on a date anymore. So that kind of worked out, and it took a while, but eventually I started to like flirt with him again, and like, I even like whispered in his ear. I'm like, stop making me nervous, because like most people do not make me nervous. Most people in this world do not make me nervous. And there's something, I think I just have a crush on him. Like, there's something about him that like, I feel like I just like smile from the inside out, and like, I just like, I don't know, I turn into like a little shy schoolgirl when I'm with him, and like, it's just a little out of character. So anyways, I start touching his bum cheeks. He's a nice ass. And, he starts touching mine, and like, it just kind of gets a little flirtier, and then we end up kissing, and like, we ended up having really good sex at the club. We ended up, we had sex a couple times. I don't even remember it all. I just remember we made out, and my legs were wrapped around him in the pool, and it was like, so like, I hate to say the word romantic out of fear of like chasing a guy away, but it felt romantic. It was like, he was the only thing that existed to me for those moments when we were making out in the pool. So much so that we were like in a world, and we basically like fell over in the pool, and I got a big mouthful of water because I was like unaware of the people around or anything. I was just like, when you get fingered in a pool and some guy's face is right there, and like, it just doesn't matter what's happening around you. Like, you are in cloud nine, or on cloud nine. So that was that. And then I actually asked him, I'm like, so how do you feel about like, public displays? And I said, because like, do you want a blowjob out here? Because not every guy is comfortable just getting a blowjob in public. And he was happy with it. So he gets his big sexy body up on top of the ledge, and I just gave him a blowjob from inside the pool while people were around. And it was really fun. And then we ended up going inside and going up on the 3rd floor. And we're both voyeurs, so we actually saw like a bunch of sex going on. And so we actually stopped and watched together. We stopped and watched the other sex. And as we were doing that, like, we're caressing each other, and like it was just so sensual and like so juicy and delicious. And you know, seeing other people get blowjobs, seeing other people get fucked, it's just really erotic. And so we ended up kind of just like caressing for a little bit more while, and then fucking again. And like, there's something about laying with a guy after sex, knowing he's not in a rush to get rid of you, and even asking questions about like where you grew up and stuff, that I actually felt like he cared about the answer. Mostly because he remembers my answers the next time we hang out. So there's something different about this guy, and like, we hang out, we have really hot sex, and then we lay and like feel so comfortable just being with each other. And like, that's really rare for me. So it's also rare for me to have a guy who is interested in like the intimacy side of like, you know, this kind of dynamic. So at one point, Jay and I were laying in the red room, kind of just caressing each other, and we were like in there while other people were having sex, and it was just so that we could watch and like caress and stuff. And he actually asked me if, like, you know, my friend wanted, if I wanted my friend to join, the girl that I met that night from my YouTube. And I had said to him in advance that I'm like a demisexual. I don't sleep with strangers. Like, I just don't, it's just not for me. And so I did confess to him that I was like, you know, I don't really feel like that's the right thing for me right now. But so I didn't want to disappoint him. I'm definitely open to sharing his cock with people. When I had sex with him the first time, it was with another woman. But there's something about my own personal friendships getting in the line of that, or even just me feeling like I'm sharing a guy's dick, like, that I'm kind of really crushing on, is like, I want to be careful about how I share that and how I feel about those kind of things. Cause like, I'm a open-minded girl, but I have a heart, and I don't want my heart to get hurt if like I just keep sharing them with my friends, and then like he just likes my friends better. Like, I don't know. So anyways, we ended up kind of closing out the place. We actually were mid-fucking when the Oasis staff came upstairs and was like, 10 minutes notice. So we ended up having to finish, and we went downstairs. We came outside. I interviewed him and the girl R for my YouTube video yesterday. So those are those two people. And all I can say is, when I wake up the next day with like a beaming smile on my face, and I can't stop circulating the memories of like the kisses and his mouth and like his like sexiness. Like, I just can't stop ruminating in it. And I hope that this, you know, I hope it stays feeling good, because it feels good right now. And I just don't want to put any expectations on him or the future or anything. I just am really excited about him. I think he's like super special, and I feel lucky to get to grab his tight ass. So that's my night. I swear my vagina is literally hurting. Like, you know that pee the next morning, ladies, where you're like, oh my God, the first couple drips, and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna die. That was kind of me this morning. And so I think I can't use my vagina for a few days, but that's okay. I'm not even hanging out with this guy for a few more days anyway, so I'll give it lots of time to to self-recover, I guess. Yeah. So until next time, wish me luck. And a little final thought that, you know, even though I went into the night, you know, thinking I had a date with one guy and ending up having a blissful night with another, you know, I don't feel any negative things towards that guy. I think that, you know, we just weren't meant to line up, and that's okay. But I will say that no one deserves to feel unspecial to someone. Like, when someone makes plans with you to go to a place at the same time and like hook up, that's fucking a date, okay? That's a date, D-A-T-E, date. Do you want a dictionary? Because that's what it is. Anyways, I had a blast. I feel like a very lucky girl. I can't wait to see him again. I can't wait to see R again. I can't wait to see all of the people I met last night again. And hopefully I'll have more videos like this. Not all weeks are like this. I'm not gonna have successful weeks all the time. I think you're just catching me on a good one, and you know, hopefully this smile stays as big as it is right now with this guy. So we'll see.